Which team will come back next week to fight Bellarmine in our championship match? Find out next on Quiz Kids.
It's the Bay Area Quiz Kids. Brought to you by the San Mateo Credit Union. And now, the best host on the West Coast, Brad Friedman.
Hi, everybody. Welcome to Quiz Kids. We're winding down yet another season, and we have with us two incredible teams. First of all, over here we have the Harker Eagles. And making their third appearance in 3 weeks, the Menlo Knights. Welcome back, teams. Will 3 be a charm for Menlo, or will Harker blast them out of the water? Let's find out as we start with our first three-for-all. I'll ask you a 5-point toss-up question. If you get it right, your team will get the chance to score 10 or even 25 points in that round. Good luck to both teams. Here's your first toss-up. Americans still remember it. The Spanish-American, yes or not?
The Alamo.
No. The Spanish-American War was touched off by the 1898 explosion of which warship in Havana Harbor?
The Maine. The Maine.
Yes. Over 1,000 sailors died when which battleship, also named for a state, was sunk during the attack on Pearl Harbor?
The Arizona. I think Arizona.
Yes. Raphael Semmes commanded which Confederate raider that claimed 65 prizes prior to its sinking in 1864?
The Union, like first.
Union.
So, the Merrimack.
Sure.
Merrimack.
It was the Alabama.
Oh.
In a scalene triangle, all sides are unequal. What term describes triangles whose sides are... Yes, Roshan.
Equilateral.
Yes. In what type of polygon does every diagonal lie entirely within the polygon?
Convex.
Yeah, sure.
Convex.
Right. Among the regular polygons capable of tiling a two-dimensional plane on their own, which one has the most sides?
A hexagon. Octagon.
Octagon.
No, hexagon.
Sure.
Hexagon.
You got it for 25 points. It follows glycosis and precedes the electron transport chain. Water and CO2 are products of what metabolic... Stephanie?
Calvin cycle?
No. What metabolic cycle?
Krebs cycle?
Photosynthesis?
Krebs cycle?
No, it's not.
Krebs
Respiration.
Krebs cycle.
Yes, you listen to your sister. These protein-studded compartments are found between the inner and outer membranes of a certain organelle. Name these structures whose boundaries are the site of the electron transport chain.
Boundaries,
The theory?
the glycol, what's like the battery of the
Mono.
No.
The answer is Christie.
Christie. Okay.
California's highest and lowest points are only 100 miles apart. At 14,400, Rashan.
Mount Whitney.
Southeast of Mount Whitney lies what valley that's the lowest point in all of North America?
Death Valley.
The 50s TV series Death Valley Days was hosted by what future president?
Reagan?
Reagan?
Yeah.
Reagan.
It wasn't Nixon. Yes, you got 25 points. Some American mayors govern more people than the governors of Alaska, Delaware, or Vermont. Which former White House... Yes, Rashan.
Giuliani.
No. Which former White House chief of staff in the Obama administration succeeded Richard M. Daley as mayor of Chicago in 2011?
Emmanuel.
Which billionaire has been mayor of New York City since he succeeded Rudy Giuliani in 2002?
Bloomberg.
Which basketball Hall of Famer and former Piston star became mayor of Detroit in 2009?
It's like kill Pat Quantick. No, Bill Lambier.
Bill Lambier.
Dave Bing. 24 years after this man headed up the Pentagon under President Gerald Ford, George W. Bush hit a hero?
Rumsfeld.
FDR asked which Secretary of War under William Howard Taft to resume his old post during World War II?
I don't know this either. Smith.
Henry Stimson. During the Battle of the Bulge in winter 1944-45, the Germans surrounded American General McAuliffe and demanded his surrender. What? Yes, hit a hero.
Nuts.
Botanically speaking, walnuts, almonds, and pecans are not true nuts, but rather what other type of fruit in which an outer fleshy part surrounds a shell with a seed inside?
Legume?
Yeah.
Legume?
Drupes.
Okay.
At the time, it shocked CIA officials who did not think its nuclear program was close to producing a bomb. Which country became the world's 5th nuclear power in 1964 when it tested an atomic device at Yes, Evan.
China.
Indira Gandhi was prime minister of which country when she authorized its first nuclear test, codenamed Smiling Buddha, in
India.
1974? That's right. Much of what is publicly known about what other country's nuclear program, which is centered in Dimona, was leaked in 1986 by a technician with the surname Vanunu?
Pakistan?
Pakistan.
No, Israel. He wrote The Lair of the White Worm, but who is better known for his 1897 title character, Count Dracula? Ananth.
No answer.
Do you guys know? You can talk
Stoker.
Bram Stoker.
Stoker.
Yes. Surprisingly, the narrator of this British poet's My Last Duchess is speaking to the emissary of a count whose daughter he wishes to marry.
Byron.
Byron, sure.
Byron.
No, it was Robert Browning. Which element whose allotropes include a form with 8-member rings lies directly, yes, Hidehiro.
Sulfur.
The unpleasant smell is not sulfur itself, but what gas?
Sulfur dioxide.
Sulfur.
Yeah, sure.
Sulfuric acid or sulfur. Sulfur dioxide.
No, it's hydrogen sulfide. And that is the end of the first round. 20 for Harker, 85 for Menlo. We'll be right back.
Since 1952, San Mateo Credit Union has been proud to help San Mateo County members and their families achieve their financial dreams. Our deep commitment to the community we serve includes offering a wide variety of financial education programs, like financial literacy workshops for youth, adults, and seniors, seminars about raising money-smart kids, identity theft prevention, and many more. For more information about San Mateo Credit Union, visit us at www.smcu.org.
Hey, need some video work done? We can do that. We do all that video stuff. We can even put your video on that internet thingy. At Peninsula TV, we do full-blown in-studio production, talk shows, performances, speeches, anything. Remote multi-camera production, on location, at your event. And for the budget-minded, single camcorder production in high definition. We'll take your video project from first idea to finished product. For more info, contact Peninsula TV. And now it's time to meet the Quiz Kids. Once again, here's Brad.
Welcome back. Let's say hi to the Harker Eagles and Stephanie Chen, who's been working or was working on a research project. Would you like to explain this?
Yeah, a friend and I, we did a project where we basically made a battery that runs on pure glucose powder instead of like your standard battery acid components.
And did members of the oil industry secretly approach you at your door and tell you to stop doing this, or do you see this?
Not yet. I hope not. So.
But do you see this as potential future? You know, running this.
I mean, once you improve the efficiency, it actually produces a decent amount of energy, so it could be potentially useful.
Good. Well, we hope you solve the world's energy problems. Ananth Romanian, your chemistry club recently put on a magic show.
Yeah, we had organized a few demonstrations for the student body during our school's STEM week, and so we had wanted to make chemistry more engaging and more interactive for the students.
Did they enjoy it?
They did enjoy it, and we have another one coming up at our school's research symposium. So.
Oh, good. Well, I'm sure everyone will, find a fun way into chemistry. And then, completely out of order, Evan Yao, who rushed here at the last minute. You got accepted to Berkeley.
Yeah.
And you went to Cal Day. So, are you excited about the choice of college?
Yeah, it's pretty great. Everyone at Berkeley is really motivated. It's really busy, really social. I can't wait for it next semester.
And I know personally that if you do well at Berkeley, you could end up being a television game show host.
Wow. Well, that's exciting. I hope to do that too.
Yeah, try not to be too sarcastic when you say that, Evan, all right? And now I'm going to give you guys a chance to up your score. I have 3 categories with 7 questions in each. Each worth 10 points. If you give me the correct answers to all 7 questions, I'll throw in a 30-point bonus, and you will take the lead. Today's categories are Auntie, the middle name is the thing, and turn the corner.
Auntie.
Auntie. All the answers have A-N-T-I in them. Okay? George McClellan defeated Robert E. Lee in this 1862 battle.
Antietam.
This Greek heroine buries her brother against the orders of Creon and is punished.
Antigone.
Antigua is an island in this small Caribbean chain.
Like, it's like Bahamas.
It's the Lesser Antilles. Yeah. Also called primitive in math, if this exists, it is unique to an additive constant on an interval.
But it doesn't have an N. No. Wait.
That is an antiderivative. Hippolytus was the first one, Felix V was the last, but they are all dead, so they pose no danger to Benedict XVI.
Antichrist?
Antichrist.
No, it's not. It's the anti-pope.
Oh my God.
Benedict is just the Pope. You know, it's not moving forward any further than that. Two cities of the same name, one in the Bay Area, the other in southern Turkey, formerly a major metropolis and a bishopric.
Antioch?
Yes. Finally, it was first created at Cal, so you've got to get it right, Ivan, or you're thrown out, in 1956 by passing an antiproton beam through matter.
Antimatter.
No, an anti-neutron. But you did get 3 right, and you're up to 50 points. Congratulations. So I think it's a real credit that this is the 3rd week in a row I'm talking to you kids. I'm sick to death of you all, but you still have a lot to tell us. Like Roshan, you're part of the journalism group. You put out a paper, but you also bring in speakers. How often do you do that, and who was your last speaker?
Well, we brought in a lot of speakers, including Condoleezza Rice. Last year we brought her in, and Mark Hurd, the former CEO of HP. And our last speaker was Patrick Dossett of SEAL Team 6, the team that went to kill Osama.
What a great opportunity for the kids to get to hear and interact with these famous people. Great, great, great event. Hidehiro Anto, you are performing a community service project you want to tell us about?
Yes, my school has a thing called PACT, Personalized Action Community Time. So what I chose to do is I volunteered to teach pre-kindergartners some basic skills to get them ready for kindergarten.
This is exciting because I remember when you came, you were in kindergarten, Hidehiro, and you were great. So think of all the little ones who are going to be coming up to Quiz Kids, bypassing high school, going straight from kindergarten. Thank you. Marianto, she of the obnoxious little brother, right? He's great. He's a good guy. You are part of a literacy project called Bring Me a Book, a nonprofit. Does this promote reading and?
Yeah, it's a nonprofit that tries to promote, teach parents and promote reading in early literacy in children, like kindergartners. So the Anto family single-handedly is creating the smart kids of the future in the Bay Area. I'm very excited. Let's give you guys a chance to earn some points. With 2 categories left, the middle name is the thing, and turn the corner.
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 On the corner. These are all things that begin with the letters C-O-R.
Yeah.
It's a private university in Ithaca, New York.
Cornell.
It's a brand of heat-resistant glassware or the city where it's made.
Sure.
Wait.
Corner. Corning.
Corning.
This Shakespeare play is about a Roman traitor.
Coriolanus. Coriolanus.
Yes. This Spanish explorer was among the first Europeans to explore the American Southwest.
Cortez.
Wait, no.
Cortez.
No. It's not Cortez. Whatever, Cortez.
Coronado.
Yeah, that's it.
You knew you were wrong, which is really cool.
Yeah.
If you go for the jugular vein, you might instead hit this artery because it's also in the neck.
Coronary?
Coronary.
The carotid.
Oh.
It's a large island in the Mediterranean between France and Italy.
Corsica.
It's the famed French cooking school.
Cordon bleu.
Cordon bleu.
You got 4 for 125. Congratulations. We'll be right back with more Quiz Kids.
And now we're back with the second half of Quiz Kids. Take it away, Brad.
Let's give a hand to our coaches for both teams. First from Harker, Mr. Bradley Stoll. And then the man who lets his team keep winning so he can take over my job, Mr. Richard Steinberg. He just likes to stand up there, that's the thing. All right, we're going to play the next 3-for-all. Point values are up, 10 points for a toss-up, 25 and 50 for subsequent questions. 50 to 125. Good luck to both teams. Here we go. Take one artificially aged human skull and an orangutan jaw, and you can make your own version of what early hit a hero.
Piltdown Man?
Piltdown was located in what European country?
Austria.
England.
Oh.
Close enough.
The March 2011 Japanese earthquake took place just offshore from the Tohoku region on which largest Japanese island? Mary.
Honshu.
The earthquake occurred at a spot where the Pacific plate is undergoing what process at a convergent boundary?
Tectonic? I don't know.
Your answer?
Submersions?
Subduction.
Oh, subduction.
In the 1890s, a case of suspected espionage divided French society. What artillery officer of Alsatian Jewish Evan?
Dreyfus.
To what notorious penal colony in French Guiana was Alfred Dreyfus sent?
Cayenne.
No, Devil's Island. The observational errors made in an experiment commonly trace out this continuous probability distribution. Name this bell-shaped statistical, Anant?
The error function?
Nope. This bell-shaped statistical distribution.
Normal curve.
Right. A normal distribution is determined by its standard deviation and what other parameter, which for a finite data set can be computed by adding all the data points and dividing by the number of data points.
Mean.
This theorem states that under certain conditions, the means of a large number of independent, identically distributed random variables will approximately follow the normal distribution.
Oh my God.
Gaussian?
Your answer?
Gaussian?
No, it's the central limit theorem.
Yeah.
The carbon microphone, kinetoscope, electric vote tabulator, Roshan.
Thomas Edison.
Edison's Menlo Park wasn't in California, but in what eastern state?
Jersey.
New Jersey.
By the 1920s, Edison had moved away from Menlo Park. Which industrialists secured the Menlo Park laboratories and moved them to Dearborn, Michigan?
Ford?
Bell?
I would say Ford.
Your answer?
Ford.
Yes, right for 50 points. This musical scandalized audiences in 1968 with its nudity, language, and desecration of... Yes, Mary.
Hair?
Yes, and because you said that right, I'm going to do the next two questions naked. No. Okay, I won't. I'm just trying to get more audience, folks, even if it costs us everything. One popular song from Hair tells of the coming of the age of what astrological sign?
Aquarius?
Aquarius.
Aquarius.
That's right. Aquarius was the name of the lunar module in what trouble-plagued but ultimately successful Apollo mission?
Apollo
13.
13.
13?
That is it for 50 points. The Brahmaputra and the Ganges both empty out to the Bay of Bengal in what country that became, yes, Roshan?
Pakistan.
No. What country that became independent in 1971?
Bangladesh.
Right. Between 1947 and 1971, the area known as Bangladesh was known by what other name?
East Pakistan.
East Pakistan.
East and West Pakistan were carved out of British India in 1947 because their populations were principally followers of what religion?
Islam. Yeah, Islam.
You got 50 points. In this chemical process, polymer chains of rubber molecules are exposed to sulfur and heated. Yes, Anant.
Vulcanization.
Which rubber company is named for the discoverer of vulcanization? Your answer?
I don't know. Latex.
No, Goodyear. On April 12th, 1889, over 50,000 people participated in the first land run to settle territory that later became part of what state? Evan.
Oklahoma.
Yes. Some people hid out early to get choice lands and earned what nickname now associated with Oklahoma?
Okies. Okies.
No, Sooner. It's the Sooner State. And that's the end of the round. 130 for Harker, 270 for Menlo. We'll be back in just a moment for the final round.
Tournament champions will win an all-expenses-paid trip to Europe, courtesy of ACIS.
All right, Menlo has a lead, but it's anybody's game as we enter our final round. I'll put 3 minutes on the clock. The questions are worth 30 points, and the clock will start when I begin asking the first question. Good luck to both teams. What novel banned in the South before the Civil War. Features the death, yes, Rashawn.
Uncle Tom's Cabin.
Correct. Name for the Dutch state parliament. What borough of New York is separated? Ananth.
Manhattan.
No. Is separated by the Arthur Kill from the mainland of New Jersey and is connected by the Verrazano Narrows Bridge to Brooklyn.
Bronx.
Queens.
Staten Island. Which Roman emperor built a villa at Tivoli, a mausoleum on the Tiber known as the Castle Sant'Angelo, and a namesake wall across northern England? Stephanie.
Hadrian.
Right. His namesake primes have form 2 to the 2 to the n plus 1. Yes, Stephanie.
Fibonacci.
Say? No, I'm sorry. Which mathematician's name is on both a little theorem on modular arithmetic and a famous last theorem?
Fermat.
Right. Electroplating was the subject of the last patent of which inventor of the tattoo gun, phonograph, and the first? Yes, Rashawn.
Edison.
More Edison, yes. She's the wife of a Portuguese television journalist who created Grip Hook, Gilderoy Lockhart, and Neville. Rashawn.
Rowling.
Yes. He depicted Saints Augustine and Stephen in The Burial of Count Orgaz. Which Spanish artist worked in Toledo? Yes, Evan.
Greco.
Right. Composed of 6 brothers and 6 sisters, they intermarried as there were so few other creatures. Hit a hero.
The gods.
No. So few other creatures in the Titans. I'm sorry, I messed up. I'm so sorry. We'll have to move on. William Crookes' cathode rays were shown by J.J. Thomson to be which subatomic particles that carry? Yes, Anand.
The electron.
Yes. She's sometimes identified with the cow goddess Hathor. Which daughter of Nut and Geb hid her son Horus from Seth? Stephanie.
Isis.
That is right. Jamestown is the capital of what British overseas territory? Yes, Evan.
Virginia.
No. Which overseas territory is the site of Longwood House, which from 1815 to 1821 was Napoleon's home in exile?
St. Helens Island.
St. Helens.
That's right.
Yeah.
The myth of which describes the fate of the soul after death, appears in what Platonic dialogue? Ananth.
The Epic of Gilgamesh.
No. What Platonic dialogue which also features the allegory of the cave?
Plato.
Plato's.
Plato.
Is it Republic?
Yeah.
The Republic?
Yes. He led the cavalry of the New Model Army against King Charles I in the English Civil War. Who ruled for 5 years as? Yes, Ananth.
Cromwell.
Right. Squire Trelawney and Billy Bones appear in which Robert Louis Stevenson novel? Yes, Rashawn.
Treasure Island.
Right. It describes molecules whose long chains are built from a few different yes, hero.
Polymers?
Right. He loved Robert Schumann's wife Clara. Which composer wrote? Yes, Evan.
Brahms.
Right. It's often cited on financial reports. What is the name of the Japanese equivalent of the Dow Jones? Yes, Rashawn. That is the end of the game. Menlo is moving to the finals. Congratulations. We'll see you for our final match next week. Bellarmine against Menlo. Bye-bye.
Promotional consideration furnished by the Burlingame Scottish Rite, the Knights Templar, Model Compilers, the Bay Area Academic League. Some questions of Quiz Kids are provided by National Academic Quiz Tournaments.